These three words that you have already heard are Bitcoin, blockchain, and cryptocurrency. When you use the internet or YouTube, you are used to hearing these words. So these days, this technology called blockchain is incredibly popular. However, you may not have much idea about this. So let's see blockchain's benefits and how we use it. Like the name blockchain, this is a chain made up of blocks containing a digital data or data information. In 1991, a group of researchers introduced this technology. Then they did timestamps of a digital document so that no one can change the date of creation, date of update, or enter any new information by deleting the existing digital records of this digital document. So no one in the world knew about this technique until 2008. In 2008, Satoshi Nakamoto published a research paper. It mentioned an electronic cash system that we could all use freely. That's the Bitcoin you've heard of. Such things like the coins, notes we see in everyday life, are not used here. Here are just the digital records. So using this Bitcoin, you can easily send money from one country to another in seconds without any intermediaries and at no cost. Also, all the cryptocurrencies are built in a blockchain network. To make it clear to you, for example, you need this blockchain network to run the cryptocurrency, just like you need the Android system to run the apps on the phone you use. So there is one more thing to know when talking about this blockchain technology. That is centralized, decentralized, and distributed. You can see the difference between centralized, decentralized, and distributed in this image. When centralized, everything is put together in one place. That's where everything is handled. Like the central bank handles all the banks in a country. So if there is a problem with this central bank, it will affect every other bank. Then decentralized means they are scattered, like the states in the United States. There is a governor from state to state, so that one of these states collapse will not harm the other states. Distributed means from one person to another, from one to another. They are directly connected. There is no intermediary. So this blockchain is a distributed public ledger on a 100% decentralized network. No one owns the data in this. There is no single person to control. Billions of computers in the world handle this. We will further illustrate this blockchain technology with Bitcoin and currently used banknotes. Suppose you want to send $1,000 to a friend in your country. You take this money and go to the bank. Then they take the money from the bank and put it into their account and send the money to your friend from that account. Then we both have to trust the third party called the bank. Maybe you'll have to wait a day or two for this. Suppose you send these $1,000 through a cryptocurrency. Then a record will be created in the blockchain network. If you are the person called A, you have transferred $1,000 to the person called B, your friend. You can do this without any third party. Now let's see how a block is formed. Each block has a certain amount of data and a hash code to identify that block. Also, the block has a previous hash code. The data stored inside the block varies according to the blockchain type. Let us take the Bitcoin blockchain as an example. The blocks in this blockchain are about transactions, that is, the sender, the receiver, the amount. The hash code created for this block is like a fingerprint. This hash code can accurately identify the data in this block. It's as if the fingerprint recognizes the person who owns the fingerprint. Changing the data inside this block means that the hash code of this block has changed. That means this block has become a new block. So this hash code is beneficial to recognize the changes that have taken place in the block. As I said earlier, in part 3 of the block, the previous hash code is the hash code that existed before the data in this block changed. So the process is called the chain of blocks. This technique has made the blockchain a secure technology. Let us now clarify this further. Here is a chain of 3 blocks. Every block you see has a hash code and a previous hash code. Block number 3 points to block number 2. Block number 2 points to block number 1. Look at this block. Block number 1, it's a little special. There is no previous hash code because it is the first block in the chain. We call it the Genesis block. Suppose you have changed the data in the second block of this blockchain. Then the hash code of this block will also change. Then block 3 and all other blocks will be invalid because they will not store a valid hash code. So changing this single block means that all the blocks are invalid. There is another important thing to keep this blockchain technology safe. Computers in the world today are very fast. They can calculate 100,000 hash codes per second. So if we want to validate the modified block, we have to recalculate each other block's hash codes. So to minimize this, the blockchain has a mechanism called proof of work. This mechanism slows down the time it takes to create a block. It usually takes about 10 minutes to calculate the proof of work in a Bitcoin blockchain and create a new block. So, this proof of work mechanism eliminates the opportunity to change a block. It means that if you change a block, you will have to recalculate the proof of work in each of the remaining blocks to validate it. Now, you will understand how secure the blockchain is. Another important thing is the peer-to-peer network in the blockchain. Anyone can join this network. So, if someone wants to change a block in this blockchain, he has to change every other block and control more than 50% of the millions of computers connected to the peer-to-peer network in the world. So, this is something no one in the world can do. So, I think you have a good idea about this blockchain technology. If there is something you do not understand, watch the video again. But if there is something you do not understand, leave a comment below. In the next video, we are going to tell you about the uses of blockchain technology. Don't forget to hit the red button below this video to subscribe to the Crypto Cartel channel and the bell button to get notified of our new videos every single week. Thank you.